It has been more than 2 years since a raging fire destroyed the amphibious assault ship Bonhomme Richard while it was undergoing maintenance at a San Diego pier. And while the recent acquittal of a sailor accused of starting that fire signals an end to the legal saga of the ship, the Navy's surface fleet is still grappling with the effects of losing the $1.2 billion flat top. Sailor Ryan Sawyer Mays was found not guilty on September 30th of arson and hazarding a vessel charges in connection to the Bonhomme Richard fire.
Grateful that this is finally over. It's been a long 2 years.
That decision came after his attorney reported that a preliminary hearing officer recommended that the Navy not take Mays to trial back in February. But the Navy did take him to trial, and during the proceeding, the Navy offered no physical evidence tying the 21-year-old to the fire's origin in a cargo hold, leading some to accuse the service of scapegoating the junior sailor. The prosecution framed Mays as a bitter sailor who failed to make it through SEAL training and was resentful that he had ended up doing menial work aboard Bonhomme Richard. The defense questioned the credibility of a key witness who reportedly changed his account of events as the months progressed. So the sailor who the Navy charged with arson has walked. Where does that leave the Sea Service today? For all intents and purposes, the Navy's investigation into Bonhomme Richard is over. But the Sea Service continues to grapple with the fallout. In terms of preventing future similar disasters, the Navy instituted a raft of reforms that are now being rolled out. Whatever caused the Bonhomme Richard to catch fire on July 12, 2020, was only really part of that ship's ultimate disaster. That's because it burned for days after that, and a massive investigation later revealed firefighting failures up and down the chain of command. Those failures in command and control and basic firefighting fundamentals caused the ship to sustain so much damage that the Navy decided to scrap it altogether. All told, more than 24 Navy members were disciplined for their failures to fight the 5-day inferno. Those disciplined included everyone from the ship's command triad to retired Vice Admiral Richard Brown, who was the head of Naval Surface Forces at the time. Earlier this year, Brown called the secretarial letter of censure issued against him a quote-unquote political hit. Big Navy has also instituted a raft of reforms that it says will help make sure that a ship doesn't catch fire and fatally burn while undergoing maintenance in a shipyard. A major fires review released a year ago found a series of troubling commonalities among 15 major shipboard fires in the past 12 years. Among the main commonalities were fires that broke out when the ship was in a reduced manning status while on maintenance. That review also found flammable items improperly stowed away and a propensity for sloppy hot work. In short, standards had gotten too loose during extended maintenance periods, providing the conditions for such an inferno to be called away. That probe also found that lessons learned weren't being shared across the fleet following such mishaps. The Navy underwent a similar period of reflection and reform after arson destroyed the submarine Miami back in 2012. Some of the reforms implemented back then were not followed during the Bonhomme Richard fire. And in the end, only time will tell if the Navy has truly learned its lessons from the inferno.